The movie begins on a dark night in a dense forest. A woman covered in blood frantically runs, terrified and desperate to escape from something. Whatever she is fleeing from is known to be a relentless being that is almost impossible to escape. As she runs, she arrives at a house bathed in a sinister red light. Suddenly, a massive black figure appears before her. This dark entity grabs her by the neck and lifts her into the air. Looking into her eyes, it pronounces a name, Andre. Upon hearing this, the woman is consumed by fear and panic. Soon she wakes up realizing it was just a nightmare. The woman is confused, unable to tell if what she saw was a dream or reality, as the line between the two seems blurred. Now awake, she goes to her fiancé, Andre. He is a kind and loving man who lives with his loyal dog, Oz. Although the woman's name has not been revealed yet, it is clear that Andre deeply cares for her. They share tender moments, play together, and talk about their upcoming wedding. They live together in Ukraine and seem to have a happy life. One day, Andre prepares food for their friends before heading to work. Meanwhile, the woman, still shaken by her nightmare, feels scared and uneasy. She decides to call her Aunt Yad and shares the terrible dream with her. In the dream, she says that death itself came to take Andre, embodied in the form of the dark entity. Aunt Yad reveals something shocking. The entity in her dream was death and did not appear to her randomly. It came to take Andre. Yad cryptically adds that she knows how to ward off death, but insists it is not something that needs to be taught. It is a skill she already possesses. The couple continues their life in Khatop, Ukraine, on February 23, 2022, celebrating their anniversary, deeply in love and happy, but their joy does not last. The next day, Russia invades Ukraine. Chaos erupts as Russian soldiers invade cities, kidnapping civilians. Ordinary people, overwhelmed by fear, go into hiding, trying to save themselves. Andre and the woman decide they need to escape. The woman suggests they flee to her Aunt Yad's house, hidden deep in the forest. It is a safe house from World War II, perfect for evading and protecting themselves. Andre agrees, and they set off in their car. While driving through the forest, they encounter a group of soldiers. The soldiers stop the car and begin to interrogate them. Andre tries to remain calm and speaks politely, attempting to convince the soldiers, but things take a sinister turn when the soldiers begin to misbehave, mocking him and making it clear they do not respect him. Despite the growing anger, Andre keeps his composure and does not retaliate. However, just as they are about to leave, the soldiers make a horrible demand. They want the woman. They intend to use her for their own desires. To make matters worse, their leader gives them permission to do so. The soldiers begin to flirt and disrespect Andre's fiancée, but he reacts. He pulls out a gun and starts shooting. In the chaos, one soldier is killed and another loses a leg. With no time to waste, Andre and the woman quickly escape in their car and head towards Aunt Yad's house. Finally, they arrive at the house, but Andre's dog, Oz, is injured. The woman carefully tends to the dog, trying to help him. It is then that the woman notices something horrible. Andre has also been shot. Shocked and heartbroken, she tries everything to save him, but it is too late, and Andre dies in her arms. The woman is devastated, crying and attempting to bring him back, but there is nothing she can do. She realizes that her nightmare about death coming to take Andre has become reality. She had seen this moment repeatedly in her dreams, but now it was real. Andre is gone, and the woman's heart is shattered. Meanwhile, the soldiers who attacked them show no remorse. They casually strip their dead comrade of his belongings and bandage the wounded without displaying any guilt or remorse. Back at the house, the woman looks at Andre one last time, cleans him, and cries bitterly over his lifeless body. Aunt Yad comes to console her, telling her to take care of herself and that things will eventually be okay. But the woman responds angrily that she does not want things to be okay. She just wants Andre back, the man she loved more than anything. She tells Yad she has lived many lives, witnessed wars, and died many times before, but she has never felt pain as intense as this. For the first time in her life, she found love as a normal girl. Andre made her happy in a way she had never experienced, and now that happiness has been ripped away from her. Consumed by pain and rage, the woman vows revenge. She declares that those who caused Andre's death will pay for it. She promises they will die slowly and in pain, begging for mercy, but they will receive none. With this determination, She asks Yad to burn Andre's body and prepare the final rites. She moves to a hidden secret wall in the house and breaks through it, revealing a hidden chamber filled with mystical objects, witchcraft tools, and supernatural relics. The woman stands before a magical mirror, removes her clothes, and reveals tattoos on her wrists. But upon closer inspection, we notice these are not ordinary tattoos. They are magic seals, symbols of power that she once gave up for love. She slits her wrist, breaking the chains of those seals and releasing her true power. A wave of supernatural energy flows through her body, transforming her into her true form. The woman is not an ordinary person. She is a fully awakened witch. Now she is ready to begin her game of revenge and death. Her transformation is complete, and her revenge will be ruthless. The story leaves us on the edge of her powerful vengeance, her name still unknown, but her intentions clear. This part of the story continues with the terrifying events involving the Russian soldiers. The soldiers' leader informs them that food supplies will not reach them because Ukraine has blocked their trucks. He gives them the freedom to do whatever they want, to steal, kill, or plunder without fear of punishment. The soldiers are delighted with this newfound freedom and split into groups to carry out their orders. One group of soldiers arrives at a house and finds an elderly man living there. When the man tries to expel them, they beat him and force their way in. Inside the house, they find his daughter, Katya. When Katya tries to escape, they strike her, leaving her unconscious. One of the soldiers begins to take advantage of her, and when she comes to, she screams for help. But her cries go unheard, and the soldier shows no mercy. Elsewhere, another group of soldiers is recklessly firing bullets inside a house, treating it like a game. Suddenly, an old woman appears and pleads with them to stop, reminding them to behave like humans, not animals. However, the soldiers kill her, silencing her forever, as they do not want to hear her lessons. Later, the soldiers gather at their camp, bringing Katya with them. They plan to use her as they please, but before they can harm her further, the witch appears. She performs a ritual using blood, targeting a wounded soldier from the earlier shootout with Andre. As a result of the ritual, the soldier begins to suffer horrifically. His broken leg causes excruciating pain, and he starts coughing up hair and a magical object, a cursed ball. A piece of paper also emerges from his mouth, carrying a dark warning. This forest will become your grave. Terrified and unable to endure the agony, the soldier takes his own life. Meanwhile, the soldier's leader has a terrifying nightmare. In the dream, he finds himself in the witch's lair, where she warns him that she will destroy them all without mercy. Shaken by the dream, the leader orders his men to dispose of Katya, fearing that keeping her around may bring more trouble. The soldiers throw Katya into the forest and leave her there. Katya soon finds the witch, who encourages her to take revenge on the soldiers. Katya does not respond, but her face, filled with rage and determination, makes it clear she will seek vengeance. The curse begins to spread among the soldiers. One soldier notices blood coming from his groin, leaving him terrified. Meanwhile, the witch uses her cunning to manipulate other soldiers. She tricks one of them by chatting and almost kills him, but stops when she sees a family photo in his possession. She then lures another soldier with money, leaving him on the ground as bait. Greedy, he approaches, unaware of the danger. The next morning, all the soldiers wake up to find the same warning message. This forest will become your grave. Fear spreads among them, but the leader refuses to believe in supernatural forces. He dismisses the warnings, claiming they are just psychological tactics designed to scare them. He assures his men that they are soldiers and have nothing to fear. But little do they know that the witch's revenge is just beginning, and their belief in their own strength will not protect them from the horrors lurking in the forest. The soldiers are taken into the dense forest by one of their own. There, they see voodoo dolls hanging from the trees, signs of black magic and rituals. Among them, they notice a doll representing the greedy soldier who had been lured by the witch. Hearing moans of pain, the soldiers go to check and witness the witch torturing the doll. The captured soldier had part of his hair pulled out, his lips sewn shut, and his stomach pierced. One soldier steps forward to help, but as he approaches, the greedy soldier explodes. The witch had set a bomb trap near him. This leaves the group horrified and angry, blaming the soldier who stepped forward for the catastrophe. They agree he should have been more cautious. Meanwhile, the witch is shown performing a dark and horrific ritual. She invokes a demon and absorbs its power, becoming even more dangerous. Back at the witch's house, at Yad's home, dead crows begin to fall from the sky. Yad, understanding the significance of this ominous sign, realizes that the witch has gone too far in her quest for revenge. She knows that dealing with demons is dangerous, even for the witch. Yad tries to stop her niece, pleading for her to abandon this path, but the witch refuses to listen. She declares that she no longer cares about the consequences, even if darkness consumes her. She has nothing left to lose. Her desire to live died along with her happiness. Yad reminds her that she once saved her life and gave her the power of a witch, but the witch remains unfazed. She tells Yad that nothing else matters to her except revenge. Elsewhere, one of the soldiers finds photos of his family, his wife and son covered in blood, clearly dead. The witch had used the photos to launch a ritual targeting him. Devastated, he decides to leave the group and return to the city to check on his family, despite the leader's orders to stay. He takes a tank and departs alone. The witch appears to him, playing with his mind and breaking him from the inside out. In his madness, he kills 2 fellow soldiers. The remaining soldiers capture him and beat him severely, but he tries to explain what happened. No one believes him. Later at the camp, the soldiers are suddenly attacked by heavy shelling. Chaos erupts as they scatter to save themselves. One of the soldiers runs into the forest. This is the same soldier who had killed the old woman earlier. He stumbles upon the old woman's blood-stained bicycle, and her ghost begins to haunt him. Terrified, he runs in every direction, but the ghost continues to follow him. Finally, the leader finds him and seems to comfort him. However, the leader marks a symbol on the soldier's forehead, telling him that his time to die has come. But the leader is not who he seems. It is also not the old woman's ghost. It is the witch in disguise. She kills the soldier and rips out his heart. By this point, the witch has become fully demonic, terrifying in her power and wrath. When the other soldiers find the dead man, they are horrified. They cannot figure out who or what is attacking them. One of them suggests it must be the work of the Katop witch, a legend that has haunted this area for years. But the leader, still dismissing supernatural explanations, angrily rejects this idea and reprimands them for believing in superstitions. The story continues with the witch named Alina being seen consuming a soldier's heart. Aunt Yad arrives and tries to stop her again, pleading for her to reconsider her actions. However, Alina, blinded by her hunger for power, ends up wounding Yad. Realizing what she has done, she apologizes and leaves, consumed by guilt. Alina's thirst for revenge has led her so far that she is losing herself. She is becoming a completely evil witch, something even she knows will ultimately destroy her. At night, she begins sneaking into the soldiers' camp, spreading fear. The next morning, the bodies of the dead soldiers disappear. The surviving soldiers search for the missing bodies and eventually find them hanging from a tree. Terrified by this horrific sight, one soldier believes it to be divine punishment and, overwhelmed by fear, decides to take his own life rather than face the witch's wrath. Meanwhile, the soldier who harmed Katya is shown suffering a horrible curse. Bugs and spiders are crawling out of his groin. Desperate, he runs to Katya's house seeking help. Although Katya initially moves to kill him, he begs for mercy, and she hesitates. But when he tries to grab her weapon to attack her, Katya acts quickly, killing him with a single blow and finally getting her revenge. This fulfills the witch's promise to Katya. The soldiers, now terrified, begin to hunt the witch. As they search, 2 soldiers enter into a quarrel and end up killing each other. The rest, including the leader, finds the witch and starts shooting at her. Wounded, she retreats to her home and removes the bullets from her body. Furious, she declares that the death of each soldier will be avenged. She promises to destroy the leader, but also knows that when her revenge is complete, she will destroy herself in the process. Yad, witnessing this, tries to stop her again, but Alina, consumed by rage, rejects her aunt's pleas. The remaining soldiers track down Alina, and one by one, she kills them. The leader manages to capture her and attempts to attack her, but this is merely an illusion created by Alina. The true witch appears and attacks him from behind. As she prepares to torture and kill the leader, Yad intervenes, revealing a shocking truth. Alina is pregnant. The child growing inside her is the result of her deal with the demon, and if the leader dies, the child will also die. Yad reminds Alina that this child symbolizes her love and her reason to survive. Even with Yad's words, Alina's rage does not diminish. Just then, her dog Oz appears. Upon seeing Oz, she calms down, as the dog had been part of her happiest life. However, Alina argues that sparing the leader would solve nothing and only lead to more suffering. Yad convinces her that there is another way to take revenge. In the next scene, we see the leader back at the camp, completely insane. Yad has driven him mad as part of her plan. New soldiers arrive and capture the leader, believing he is responsible for the deaths of all his soldiers. The leader becomes a prisoner of war, doomed to face a fate worse than death. After a year, and since Alina has not destroyed the man, her life has been restored, and she has given birth to her child, and now she can have her life back, peaceful and happy.